welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Puppets, today joined by
Plinne
and
Chris.
And today, guys, we're going to be trying a little cool series that was sent to me by Ugly Duck Brewing Company by Mike. So thanks a bunch. This is a new series they did, a collaboration beer series that Ugly Duck Brewing Company did with the Molen. This is really going to be a kind of long video because this is 7 beers that we're going to be trying. So we're not going to talk about color and whatnot. It's Imperial Stout, so it's going to be black. And then we'll just talk about flavor and aroma. But it's the beer called the collab between Ugly Duck Brewing Company and Brouwerij de Molen in the Netherlands. And this is their collab, Nothing But Trouble, named so because they had a lot of trouble during the brew day. And it's an 11% Imperial Stout. Now the cool thing with this is that they made this base beer and then they aged it in 6 different barrels. So we got Jack Daniel's bourbon barrels, we got Pedro Ximénez sherry barrels, we got Brewed whiskey barrels, we got Cognac barrels, Rioja red wine barrels, and the Port Charlotte Islay from Brewed. So Islay whiskey barrels. So that's pretty cool. It's funny though, it doesn't say what Cognac it is, but as you probably might notice, the Jack Daniel's bottle is not filled to the top because it leaked during shipping, so I'm hoping it hasn't lost all its carbonation. I tried to put the cap properly back on with a capper, but we'll see. So this should make for a fun series, I think. Yeah. And towards the end, we're probably going to be a little bit tipsy. And also, a fun mistake on this one. The others has a best before date of like 2020, but something missed on the regular ones. It says best before the 23rd of March year 202. So let's start with the standard version without any barrel aging whatsoever. So we're off with the regular Nothing But Trouble. Let's check out the aroma. Oh, very rich smelling. And this is also the strongest beer they've done. Every beer is on 11%. These might be higher because they've been in barrels, but
it smells like very smooth.
Yeah,
very sweet as well.
Yeah, sweet chocolate, a hint of smokiness, or almost like very roasty as well. It's like a mix of super roasty but also sweet.
Yeah, sweet and boozy.
Some fruity.
Yeah, kind of dark fruity notes, raisins, figs, also rye bread, like bread.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Like that spicy breadness.
Soaked rye bread.
Yeah, well, let's check it out so we're not going to be too long with the tastings on these. That's a really nice Imperial Stout, and there's definitely a little bit of smoked malt in it.
Well, very creamy and
very creamy, thick and rich. Yeah. This already with this at first step, I might think this is one of the best beers I've had from Ugly Duck.
It's pretty good, yeah. Not a lot of heat from the alcohol as well. It's very.
Smells more like alcohol in the nose.
It's very chocolatey.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's got a lot of chocolate, especially dark chocolate. But a lot of roastiness too, like super roasty, burnt flavors, coffee notes. Again, some of the dark fruit you talked about, Chris.
It's very nice.
It is really nice, thick, chewy mouthfeel. Well, I guess we'll just talk about the mouthfeel on this one, but I'd say it's a full mouthfeel and nice and chewy. I can definitely see this as a really good base Imperial Stout for barrel aging.
Yeah.
Because I think, it's not too sweet and it's not too roasty, so different types of spirits will suit it.
So it's going to be like those chocolate boxes.
Yeah.
Because they're all going to taste like dark chocolate, I guess.
Yeah, dark chocolate and different
sometimes.
Yeah. So moving on to the Jack Daniel's bourbon barrel aged version. So let's check out the aroma. Okay, you can definitely smell that this one was, cracked early. It doesn't pop as much.
No,
this was the one that leaked.
Not much smell to it, I think, compared to the other one.
No. I'm getting some bourbon sweetness, like vanilla.
A little bit, yeah.
But the other one was more in your face. And I really think that's because it's unlucky when they were shipped here. Something happened. They were packed nicely, but this one leaked. So, yeah. Hopefully it'll have more of a bourbony taste than the aroma, so let's taste it. Cheers. Yeah, more muted flavors.
Yeah, but you can definitely taste the bourbon.
Yeah, no Bourbon County bourbon flavor.
No, it's not sweet enough.
No, that's right. It's more roasty. But also, they've been aged in the barrels for about 6 months, all of the versions. And I think Bourbon County is a little over a year or something. But it's still really nice. I mean, you're getting the same flavors as before, basically, the kind of roast. I think, though, this one is more roasty than chocolatey on the flavor.
It's definitely less chocolatey though.
Mm-hmm.
Still very chocolatey.
Definitely.
Still thick.
And then the woody kind of vanilla-y, bourbony, sweet flavor. And do you guys feel that? Like it sticks to your lips?
It does.
It's super sticky.
But I think like the bourbon flavor is not that rich.
No.
It's very
Mild.
much.
It
Yeah.
still has carbonation though.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was because I was quick to cap it as soon as it got in. But I think it's still pretty nice tasting. And by the way, we'll get back with ratings towards the end and decide which one is our favorite too. And do some blending. We're back now with the sherry, Pedro Ximénez sherry version. And let's check out the aroma on it. Oh yeah, definitely sherry. Yep. And this pops much more than the other.
It's sour a bit in the...
Yeah, like tart grapes on
Yeah,
it.
it's hot, yeah.
And vanilla too. It's more vinous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Or vinous. But you still get that kind of smokiness, I think.
Yeah.
And dark chocolate. You have something you're thinking of, you don't know what it is.
Yeah,
You can
it's
see that on your
black
face.
currant.
Blackcurrant, oh yeah, for sure. But this one is definitely more in your face. So maybe it is because it wasn't kept
Very
properly.
hot and crisp.
Yeah. It's funny how it's tart, but that's because of the sherry. But it smells really nice. Let's try it. Cheers. Mmm.
Oh, that's very.
That is really nice.
That's super
But it's
good.
more bitter.
Yeah, it's almost as it's more bitter. And sherry isn't really bitter, it's just very dry. It's actually also quite dry. But you're getting that kind of tart, fruity, blackcurranty sherry flavor. And like a drying, and it actually amplifies the actual kind of dark fruit, raisiny, figgy flavor of the beer,
Well,
more so than the chocolate.
Somehow I think it amplifies roasted coffee or something.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of roasty coffee on the back end. And a good kick of vanilla. The smokiness seems dialed down more. You get like the woody, oaky, charred oaky flavor too.
Yeah, it's just more roasted.
Yeah. But I think it's still the sweetest one so far.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely. And stickier in your mouth as well for some reason.
So now we're back with it just says whiskey barrel aged. Or barrel aged whiskey, which is
Which one?
this one. And it says it's Buichladi whiskey. So there's actually two Buichladi barrel aged because the Port Charlotte, that's also a series that Buichladi makes. But Buichladi is an Islay whiskey, or Islay whiskey. So I'm not sure if this is going to be smoky as well. Because it's probably just going to be smoky, but less smoky than the other one. Because as far as I know, and I'm no whiskey expert, but I don't think Islay or Buichladi does a non-peated whiskey.
Okay, let's find out.
Check out the aroma. It isn't very smoky actually.
No.
It is more sweet
It's a bit
than both.
vinous as well, all night.
Yeah.
Very vinous actually.
Yeah, actually. Is it the right one we're talking about? Yeah, it is Buichladi whiskey. Interesting. I expected a punch bowl of a punch of peated whiskey smoke.
This hates whiskey.
Yeah.
Like light grape.
He says-
is.
He says prunes. Oh no, that's not prunes. Yeah, prunes. I can definitely see that.
Sure.
Yeah, let's try it. Cheers.
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 Smoke is on the flavor though, but it's not intense. So it's maybe less smoked, like a
Very mild.
Yeah,
Very mild.
4 ppm. I mean, it's mild smoke. Not like I think if the regular Port Charlotte it's like 40 ppm, and some of the lesser smoked island whiskies are like 7.5. So, but just mine, we like this one.
I really like
It's
it.
very good.
Also licorice, sweet finished licorice. There's the sweeter prunes, a hint of smoke, vanilla, chocolate, coffee on the back end. and the dark fruits, a little bit of the bright fruitiness, but the aroma indicated more bright flavors than the flavor actually had, I think.
Not even the taste. Though.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I don't know how to explain this, but I feel like the slight smokiness of it
Okay, leader.
makes the mouth feel kind of foamy, if that makes any sense.
Phony or
Foamy.
oh, yeah.
Like foam.
But yeah,
like,
Yes, yeah, I don't know, maybe.
I think the light smokiness as well kind of stops in your back in the palate. What
No,
can I
I
say?
don't think so.
So we're back with the Cognac barrel aged version, but oddly enough, this one doesn't say what type of Cognac, but every other bottle has said what has this been aged in, or which type, but Cognac barrel aged, so, yeah, so the aroma. Sweet vanilla and like grapes, as Chris talked about. It's similar to the sherry, but kind of like a mix of sherry whiskey.
Yeah.
But that might also be because Cognac is basically distilled grapes.
Yeah, there's not much difference between in nose, you can say.
Vanilla, chocolate,
Oh, yeah.
the slight smokiness. The barrel might be a little more subdued. The Cognac is definitely there on the flavor though. It's like a sweet, kind of slight oaky flavor, but it's not as intense as on the others.
I think it's smoky.
What? It is smoky because the base beer is smoky.
Oh.
So you're probably
Well,
going to
it's
get
like
some
smoky oak.
Yeah.
It's warmer as well in a way. The alcohol.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I'm getting that kind of. It's a it's like a dry kind of cognac type flavor with vanilla. Actually, quite dry on the aftertaste. It's probably the driest of the beers so far. Very dry and oaky on the aftertaste.
And it's not as sticky.
No, that's true. It's not as sticky on the palate, but still, like the sweet flavors are dominant on this. But there is still, of course, the smoke and the rose and the coffee on the aftertaste. But it's sweeter with some sweet kind of dark jammy fruits and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're back with the Rioja barrel aged or red wine barrel aged version. So let's check out the aroma. Oh yeah, red wine. This just almost just smells like red wine with coffee in it. That is probably one of the more dominating barrel aromas so far. Like red grapes, almost like a red apple. Oh, not, and that's what I get usually with like when it's red wine barrel aged. You don't get like the vanilla really.
No, I was just thinking that actually.
Funny
enough.
You get more like tannins, and you get more
You
like
get the dark fruits. Though.
yeah, it's kind of amplifies the fruity dark fruits. And
Yeah, but still, it's kind of like just poured red wine into the base beer, along with some wood or something. And
well, that's basically what you do when you barrel age.
dude, I'm not sure I'm going to like this.
You don't like
Don't like red wine.
The smell is okay, but it's kind of
red wine barrel age is usually something that splits the water for people, at least in my experience. But let's try it.
Cheers.
That is definitely red wine.
It's not as complex.
It's more tart and sharp and astringent.
It's as if all the chocolate and vanilla notes are kind of hidden
It's more dark fruity,
compared to the other
for
ones.
sure.
Yeah.
Dark fruity and currants, black currants, red grapes. Very dry as with the cognac, and not as dry as the sherry. But the sherry I like it more because it has more of the deep complex characters. It also has like caramel and stuff. This is more just like red wine, grapes, mulled fruits, or stewed fruits, and then like the oak. But I still think it's nice. I do like red wine barrel aged beers, but they give a more tart beer in the end. So it's not sour, but it's like kind of tart.
You still get a little hint of smoke as well in the back end.
definitely.
So we're with the last of the series, the Nothing But Trouble aged in peated. It says smoked whiskey on the front. It says barrel aged peated on the back. But this is the Bryggeri Port Charlotte barrel aged. And I actually recently shared a Port Charlotte barrel aged Imperial Stout with him like that he loved because he loves peat. But I really hope this is going to be very peat forward because I do like smoked peaty whiskeys. So let's check out the aroma. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is being smacked in the face by peat.
That's the most empowering.
Yeah, that's the most powerful barrel
so far.
Yeah. It's got that minerally peachy smoke.
Maybe
It's very dominating.
The smoke dominates.
Very dominating though. There's no vanilla, dark fruit.
I think there's vanilla.
Dark
But the thing is, it's the most dominant flavor, so the small nuances are a little bit harder to pick up. Let's give it a taste.
Cheers, guys.
The last one. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
Like it's not as smoky on the flavor, but you're getting that mineral flavor. Like almost like, usually how I say it, like with some of these peated whiskeys, it almost tastes like minerally. It sounds weird. I've never really licked a rock, but what I imagine like a rocky flavor being like it sounds weird.
It's
like the ocean.
It's like
Almost like umami like.
It's like eating bacon and licking iron at the same time.
That sounds like it's gonna hurt. It's mostly peat, smoke, oak, some sweet vanilla, still sweetness, and then lots of roasted coffee. Those are the flavors that dominate in this. But there's still sweetness. You're still getting the glossy kind of feel on your lips, but not as sweet as some of the others.
Yeah.
Nice. So I guess we'll be back in a second with ratings and a blend.
Yeah.
We're back now, guys, with what's probably going to be maybe off-putting or very good. But this is what you guess you'd call a cuvee. And maybe we should have, instead of blending every single different variant, blended the ones we thought would pair well. But this is a blend of every single beer except the base beer. So this is an Imperial Stout aged in bourbon, sherry, whiskey, red wine, cognac, and peated whiskey barrels. So this should be interesting to see. And we didn't get to see it, guys, but it had a really nice frothy head. But let's do it on your own line. The peated whiskey isn't dominating.
No.
Nope.
But the thing is, like, it feels muddled because you get so many different barrel characters at once. And I don't think
I kind of feel like the red wine.
Yeah, the red wine might be the dominant. Almondy character more so, but it's oddly enough the red wine that's shining through, even though it has peated whiskey in it. But let's try it. Let's
It's
see.
mostly red wine and cognac for me.
Yeah, red wine and then cognac, bourbony, or
And-
maybe sherry.
And then the smoky one.
I'm not getting much of that actually. Let's taste it.
Smoky.
It's not as big a mess as I thought.
No, that's actually.
It's actually okay.
It's pretty drinkable.
But like when you make a proper cuvee and you try and blend, you usually try and pour some in of one and some in of the other. Is that a good measurement? And then we'll keep that measurement, and then you keep trying until you have the perfect measurement to make a perfect blended beer. And this is just like part. And then of course some of them are the more dominant flavored ones will dominate. I definitely think red wine, cognac, but oddly enough, I think the red wine, cognac, and sherry are the dominant ones, while even the peated whiskey is on the back end.
Yeah.
There is the peated whiskey, but it's on the back end. Up front, it's sherry, red wine, kind of vinous characters that dominate. This was a really cool series. This is, McKellar kind of did it with their Black Hole series, but I never got to try them side by side. It is really cool trying them side by side, but after having 7 Imperial Stouts on 11%, you're starting to feel it a little bit, even though we're 3 people splitting it. I think if I sat doing this alone, I'd be hammered towards the end. But it was really fun doing, because there's so many, I think we're going to instead do something different and grade this as a whole. Like, so for like, think of the base beer and the different barrel aged components, and like overall, for me it's like a 94, 95. I think it's really damn good. But it doesn't go all the way up in the upper echelon with, the crazy big barrel-aged Imperial stuff.
I have to grade them as a whole. Yeah, it's mid-90s, so it's 94, 95, something like that for the series.
I'm on 93.
It's really nice to try and do this, guys, if you get the chance. If you get one base, if a brewery near you does this, they have a base beer and they age in different barrels, and it's like a non-spiced beer and whatnot. then try the base beer, and then just in a session with some friends, try the different versions, because it's really fun. It really showcases what different barrels does to a beer, because it's not just you get different flavors, but also kind of different mouthfeels and stuff, which is really cool. So of all these guys, which one would you rate the highest? So which one would be the mid 90, like the 95? Which one would be the 95?
Oh, the whiskey one for me. Which one? Was that
The middle one?
Yeah, that's this one. The Bryggeri whiskey. Is that your favorite?
That's pretty good. Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
The sherry one.
Yeah, for me it's a toss-up between the sherry and the peated whiskey, because I love peated whiskey. So I think I'm gonna go with peated whiskey, just so we have three different favorites. But again, that's also the cool thing with a series like this. You're gonna get different opinions because of different preferences in spirits.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, cool stuff. So yeah, that was our 95s, I guess, and yeah, this was a cool little series. So hopefully we'll be doing more of these in the future if any other brewery decides to do it and we're able to get their stuff. So if you get the chance, guys, definitely check out the Nothing But Trouble series by De Molen and Ugly Duck De Molen. It's a really cool series. Definitely worth picking up. It would be really cool if you could get the entire set with the base beer and everything, but I don't know if they're sold outside of Denmark actually. But check them out if you get a chance. Fun to do. So as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. And we're gonna say cheers and in a slightly tipsy ending after drinking 7 Imperial Stouts.
Nah.
Not at all. And see you guys in a beer.